OGs and young gods, OGs and young gods.
I know you guys are probably asking yourselves, who gave this nigga the right to write a Bible? But if we all look past the lies and false teachers of the men that portray themselves to be the powers that be and seek the truth, our lives just as well as all that lives, lives are Bible.
OGs and young gods, OGs and young gods, OGs and young gods.
No matter what man-made religion we believe in, just being true to thy Lord within ourselves will bring us peace. It's gonna be alright, cause in hell, we can't win the war between good and evil without being truthful to the powers that be.
OGs and young gods, OGs and young gods, OGs and young gods.
Hood, hierarchy, mob pad. Every single episode, man, we gonna get more background.
I know how I feel because I've been through that 1,000 times.
Lovely ghetto you, beautiful ghetto you, sweet ghetto.
We made so much doing that. I started taking that money throwing the concerts.
It's your boy, Project Pata. Hood hierarchy, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, look, man, if it ain't in the hood, man, it ain't on here.
Hey, this your boy Mario Cannon, man. You rocking with Hood Hierarchy. You already know what's going down.
Team Pretty P stand up. It's a wrap. Tune in.
It's Deli Dale. And whenever I got time and I'm relaxing and I'm chilling, I don't give a damn if I'm laying in the bed with you. I'm checking out Hood Hierarchy. And it's just that simple, just that easy.
It's 7 Up, man, straight from Brooklyn. I want y'all to check my boy out, Uncle Beast, Hood Hierarchy. Get the dopest interviews, the dopest content, the dopest platform, straight from Chi-Town, man. You know what it is, man. We representing Uncle Beast, Hood Hierarchy. That's the highest of prestige. Get it? You already know, that's on game, you heard?
Well, I was saying this the one and only HD president, Mr. Bow Bow Bow. This is Hood Hierarchy checking in. I'm signing out. HD4, bow, bow, bow.
F&G shit. Shot the whole day, go. Shot the bro Tre Boogie. We sliding. Sliding in the rental, trying to run a milli up. In the southeast, Tre Boogie been a plug. Rubber bands on the blues, hella panoramic views. If you get into it with the squad, you can never lose. It's on the flow like Yellow Rider. I got your vibe on her toes like nail polish. In the city, we get respected from everybody. You about to pull up on Tre Boogie, now let's chop it. If you talking about the game, let's chop it up. If you talking about the hustle, let's chop it up. If you talking about the grind, let's chop it up. Talking about some fly vibes, baby, let's chop it up. If you talking about the game, let's chop it up. If you talking about the hustle, let's chop it up. If you talking about the grind, let's chop it up. Talking about some fly vibes, baby, let's chop it up. Let's chop it up. Got it wet, it's not a cut. Ain't worried about what nobody else got, cause I got enough. Me and Tre Boogie locked in, he threw a lob, I dunk. Heard the beat and sauced it up, can't nobody go hard as us. If you talking about the game, let's chop it up. If you talking about the hustle, let's chop it up. If you talking about the grind, let's chop it up. Talking about some fly vibes, baby, let's chop it up. If you talking about the game, let's chop it up. If you talking about the hustle, let's chop it up. If you talking about the grind, let's chop it up. Talking about some fly vibes, baby, let's chop it up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's happening, y'all? What's happening, y'all? Hey, it's your big homie, Tre Boogie, and this is Hot Topic Tuesdays. You feel me? I almost said let's chop it up, but it's Hot Topic Tuesdays. And y'all know how we do it, you know. On Tuesdays, I get a nice little panel together, and we just chop it up and you know, chop it up like good fellas and spit some good game, you know, something, some news you could use, you know. And as always, if you want to be in this conversation, come over to YouTube. Good looking out Those of you on Facebook looking, those of y'all on Instagram Live, appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all. Come over to YouTube. Real quick before I bring it, I'm gonna go ahead and bring everybody on, right? So we can get it going. So I'm gonna bring on the first panelist. What's up, my brother? What's up, my brother?
What's happening?
Good. Appreciate you coming on. Appreciate you coming on. Go ahead and let them know your elevator pitch, brother.
My name is James DJ Guillery. Live in San Diego, California. DJ, of course. Also a military veteran, combat veteran. Served 17 years and got military retired from medically retired, basically. Well, not all the way yet, but we're working on that still. And also 100% disabled with the military, and songwriter, producer, local DJ, not so much local, and also I say local because that's my home base, but also I have DJed other places other than San Diego too, Texas, Los Angeles, even in Iraq. But
worldwide,
yeah,
like your name say.
Yeah, like the name said, yeah. So that's my pitch for right now. I guess we can get into some other stuff later, I guess.
That's right. And those of y'all that know, I was young. I was a young dude, when we was with Vicious Beat Posse, and I was a clubhouse swinger and stuff. And, used to go up to ministries, and wherever Gil DJ, we got in free. And we was them brothers on the dance floor, start making a circle and start destroying everybody out there. With Gil, yeah, we've been down for a long time, man. And, the paths are kind of the same, Ended up in the military to 100% veteran, disabled veteran, combat veteran. You know what I mean? Man, good old Army, because if it ain't the Army, it ain't right.
That's right.
On that note, I'm gonna bring in the next guest. So, my man, Shy Bully. I know you heard that last part too, man. You on mute?
Yo.
Yeah, there you go.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I know you heard that last part. That was a good segue to bring you in, though, right?
Yes,
if
sir.
it ain't Army, it ain't right.
Right.
So go ahead. Go ahead and give your elevator pitch, man. Go ahead and give your elevator pitch.
Yes, sir, man. I go by the name of Shy Bully, originally from the west side of Chicago, by way of Southeast San Diego. Also a military veteran. I served 12 years in the Marine Corps, combat veteran.
We're going to teach you how to say "who" the correct way later on. So go ahead.
Also, obviously, one of the, guess you can call it, prominent hip-hop names out here. Been doing it in San Diego probably about 12 years now. I won a huge cypher competition in 2016 that kind of catapulted my career, the trajectory of my rap career. And I've just been rocking ever since. Obviously, I also do the graphic and web design. So I've done graphics for probably all your favorite San Diego artists and beyond. So if you need them graphics, web design, holla at me, man. You know what it is. Appreciate you having me, bro.
Oh, man, I appreciate you getting on. These conversations that we're going to have is important. And I could vouch for that, y'all. If y'all see anything I post for one of my artists, cover art, flyers, not my Let's Chop It Up flyers, but, when I was doing my events, I always, Shy Bully Designs take care of me.
Yes, sir.
So, reach out to the brother. And he's a super dope artist. He's super dope. I'm going to bring up the next panelist. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
How you doing? How you doing, man? I appreciate your time.
No, I appreciate you, Trey. My name is Lalo Keys. About 4 or 5 years ago, I was facing about 4 or 5 years in going to jail because I got into this altercation about 4 or 5 officers. Obviously, I was fucked up, right? They came into my apartment, 4 of them, came in. I got I got the paperwork. Obviously, they were shot, tased me about 7-8 times, try to put me that fucking that man. It's hard to fucking talk about, but they let's just say they almost fucking killed me, dog. But I escaped that shit, because with God's blessing, And after that, I had about 12 artist showcases. Each one had about 10 to 12 artist showcases. And with that being, man, the officers were all found guilty, and I was found blessed.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
And with all that, man, I'll tell you, it's how it is sometimes. It's like sometimes you gotta just put it in God's hands, man. But it's like, and me being Latino, like I'm from San Diego. I was born in City Heights. So I can't say I was lucky, but I was lucky enough to be in that spot at that moment at the right time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like sometimes it works out that way.
Okay, I feel you. Let them. You also been in the service too, right? Let them know.
Yes, sir. I also served in the Army. Yeah.
We're not trying to team up on you, Shy Bully.
No.
No. My boy, he don't even read. He don't even read. We ain't. I didn't do this on purpose, but we are going to teach you how to say "hood" the right way tonight.
No, you know what? I'll tell you what. I love my Marine brothers because they dope.
That's right. Before we get into the topics, y'all, let me go to these comments. They on here, man. Big up again to my man, Us Before Me, the Thug Bible Movement, my boy Shout Body, the OGs and Young Gods podcast. Follow him. And big up to my man, Uncle Beats, Hood Hierarchy Mobcast. Make sure you following them. Hey, JD, I see you, man. This is, mental health tonight, man. It's, JD Lynch Mob. Appreciate you tapping in, OG. It's mental health, JD. That's right. Shout Body said, salute DJ Gill.
Right on.
Great Dame, I see you, man. Damien, I see you, man. Good looking out. But yeah, let's get into it, man. You brought up some stuff. I'm gonna let you go first, Lalo, on the first topic, because it seemed like you had some more to say. And the first topic is, mental health, because like I've been doing these type of podcasts more, you know what I mean? Talking about some real stuff, you know what I mean? And like Baby Al told me, big up to BA. He was like, it's good to have a platform like this where I could get on and talk to some other brothers, and that's what it's about. Like, even if it's a physical thing, the physical messes with your mental, right? And your mental messes with your physical. It's all hand in hand. You know what I mean? And as someone with, 100%, PTSD, depression, anxiety, I deal with all that. Suicidal ideations, I deal with all that on a regular basis, like a lot of y'all do, and those of y'all watching and going to watch. Talk about that aspect of, even with what you just went through, right, Lalo? Even with what you just went through, I know you deal with mental things. You know what I mean? Man, I know that had to affect that as well.
Absolutely. Man, I've been going through that for probably about 10 years, dog. Like, and it's not like to discount anybody, that has anxiety or post-traumatic stress or anything. I've been going through it for so long, it's the smallest things, right? It's like it's anxiety, it's I'll tell you this much. You know, it affects everybody as far as, you know, from the moment you wake up. If you're nervous about the things you're going through in your own life right now, it affects your entire daily life from when you fall asleep, when you wake up till you fall asleep. If you're nervous about the decisions you're making through in your daily life, you have anxiety. If you're unsure when you're making a left or right, you know, in traffic. Okay, let me ask you something. Have you ever been in a grocery store and you're walking through you're walking through an aisle and you don't know what you're gonna do? Because these are the problems that I've had in my life. There's been times where I can't go into a grocery store, and so it's like I already have a plan about the 3 or 4 items I need to get. I got to get in and out of there as fast as I can. These are
right.
That's PTSD, bro. Like I can't even walk into a Walmart without knowing the things that I got to get, and I already have a plan ready.
Yeah,
I've done that already. Like I go into smaller stores because I already know that my plan's already ready before I even get in and out. Like these are the things that I worry about on a daily basis, bro. Like that's just how I plan out my day, dog. Like I don't know.
Yeah. Those are real things. Like, you know, restaurants.
Yeah.
I gotta sit at a certain spot where I could see who's coming in. You know, it's something that I think, and we don't. I don't know what to say. I don't want to say we and generalize everyone, because maybe some do handle it better. But for me, you know, this is something that is just how life is now.
No,
you know
right.
what I mean?
You're right.
What, real quick though, what do you say about that, Gil?
In the situation that we're currently, the climate that we're in right now has a lot to do with a lot of people's PTSD. In other words, just being black and just walking into a room where there's not faces that look like you. That has a lot to do with it. And, you know, this is stuff compound with the stuff that I occurred during wartime too. So with all that stuff that's going on, the current climate, you know, the Trump situation, and I'm not saying the Trump situation is different in a way that it brought out racism a lot more. I'm not saying that Trump is good, bad, or indifferent. It's just a lot of people they feel free to say and do whatever they want to do. So that makes things a little uneasy. That gives you anxiety. And then along with, you know, you got home life, you know, that, you know, I have kids that I want them to succeed. And, you know, when you want them to succeed, you put a little pressure on them and you put pressure on yourself. And then, of course, you know, that kind of raises more anxiety. And then, of course, the things that you got to deal with that us war veterans seen and did and have to deal with. And then, you know, I have anxiety of dealing with guilt because I was a door gunner on Black Hawk. So I not only pull dead bodies in, carry dead bodies in, and also watch my good friend pass away on my helicopter. So just dealing with those things, guilt, you know, survival remorse, all those things compound.
Yep.
It's a lot. It's a lot, man. It's a lot.
Survivor remorse. That's like, people don't understand that. You know, people don't understand that. It's a real deal. Look, before I bring you on, Shy Bully, for your part, you know, I had to hit my bro up and let him join the conversation too. So y'all welcome my bro, man, JD of the Lynch Mob. You hear me, bro? JD. Oh, there you go. There you go.
What's up with you,
family? Chilling. While you're doing that, I just want to give you your intro. I'm gonna have you come. Go ahead and give them your quick. Let me get to Shy Bully real quick while we on that topic we were on, Fal, and then I'll bring you on.
Yo. So like, my aspect of it is mental health, man. It's like a silent killer, bro. Cause like, I was young, obviously in the military. I joined the military when I was 17. I actually joined when the year the Twin Towers blew up. I joined the military, the Marine Corps at that. Not knowing what to expect. Coming out of Chicago.
Wait a minute, thousand pardon. Why you saying like that? The Marine Corps at that, like because y'all didn't catch that.
Yeah,
like why you saying like that?
You know I got to throw it in there. But just not understanding, like going through my whole career, like treating it as a job, treating it as them before me before them, get them before me, all of that. The mental health aspect of it didn't really start to kick in until after I got out. As far as mental health was concerned, the military, the Marines gave me an option. They said, "Hey, we do the war's dying down. We doing the early out. We giving anybody that's been in over 10 years $50,000 to get out. You know what I mean? Like severance. We'll give you $50,000 to get out. Now this is all I know. Like I had no plan B. I wasn't a graphic designer. I did music, but as more as like a hobby. You know what I'm saying? Not really looking to blow up or none of that. So my wife at the time was pregnant with my youngest daughter, and it was a high risk pregnancy. And I was scheduled to deploy. I was scheduled to go on a MEU with one of the Navy units, 31st MEU, and I was just afraid that I wasn't gonna make it back. So I made the decision to get out. And ultimately that led to me falling into a deep depression, so I started to come home. I started to silently resent my family because I was at home. I wasn't able to provide. I wasn't establishing no provision. Money was getting low. Yeah, I had the $50,000 or whatever the case may be. But this is California, man. You know what I mean? And when you ain't got a job, or you relying on BA.
Let's see if he pop back on. I don't want to cut him off. Well, we're gonna do this, JD. I'm gonna bring you on, man, because you was in a different type of military, different type of army, and I know you could relate to what we're talking about, mental health, and I said the mental affects the physical, and the physical affects the mental. We deal with that type of stuff through what we've been through. What say you? Introduce, let them know. There may be one or two people who may not know you, so introduce yourself and then get into it, bro.
For those that don't know, founder member of the Lynch Mob, one of Ice Cube's legendary groups. But the point is, aside from the music, aside from the notoriety, aside from the success of the recording industry, 28 years. Sat in prison for 28 years for a murder I didn't commit. And it took the parole board 28 years to say, we know you didn't do it. We just want to know why you didn't tell. And so that's my story. But mental health is attached to that. PTSD is attached to that. Different type of traumatic episodes as a young man from different episodes in my life were attached to that. Just like, the door gunner had to pull dead bodies in and watch dead bodies fall. PTSD is attached to that. Even some hood PTSD. You know what I'm saying? Before the brothers embarked on their missions of deployment, and before I even went to prison for a murder that I didn't even commit, PTSD took place because we were raised the way we were raised. But, this is what I tried to bring to the table with a lot of brothers inside of this system. I facilitated a lot of groups. I was a mentor. I was in several leadership programs, created leadership programs and things like that nature. But even though you have a teacher in front of you teaching, you still also have to understand what that teacher has gone through. because you can't take me a damn place that you ain't been. If you haven't been there, don't tell me about it. And so I understand the little brother. I understand the little brother. Hold on, let me tell my wife I can't talk right now. But I understand the little brother saying taking the severance of $50,000 and coming home with absolutely no jobs, prospects. Not that you didn't have skills, because 90% of my brothers parlay military careers right into law enforcement and CDCR. Half of my brothers that I met that were young coming into the CDCR, the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation in 96, 95. These dudes were 22 years old, fresh out of the military. A couple of them gunnery sergeants, a couple of them had rank. But when they hit that prison system, they were nobody. And that became traumatic to them. Man, I was this, that, and the other in the motherfucking military. I come up in here and now I'm reduced to this. It's a trip when you have to break yourself down to who I really am. Because your family think you one way. You know exactly who the hell you are. But then this other image of you is projected onto society. It's hard to wrestle with yourself in the middle of the night, bro, and you know you're responsible for every damn thing under the roof. It's hard as hell. Yeah. It's hard as hell. And so coming out of 28 years of confinement and me making it back home to my family, they say, damn, you strong. Damn, how you make it out of 28 years of prison, Level Foes, Pelican Bay, Calipatra, Corcoran, Folsom. You name all these bloody alleys that you got to walk through. And it's no different than being deployed to Afghanistan, Iraq. I watched my homie brains get blown out. I watched him lay on the yard for 10 hours. And they didn't contact his family, man, for a whole week, bro. We had to let his people know that his brains were blown out on the yard. And so this is no different than being deployed, because these options that are given to us, and I'm going to wrap this up real quick, these options that are given to us, what is it? We have the military, music, sports, jail, or prison, bro, or the fucking cemetery.
Yeah.
And when those options as a black man are that limited, homie, when they're that limited, that could be very, very depressing, bro. And that depression is nothing but, like I told you one time, Tre Boogie, that depression is just anger turned inward. I'm mad as fuck at me. I'm mad at me. Why? Because 1, I signed up for this shit. 2, I didn't know this shit was going to come this way. 3, damn, I didn't think it was going to come to an end, and I didn't know what I was going to be worth when it ended. That's heavy. Yeah. I'm JD. I'm just JD from the lynch mob. I love my servicemen and I love my brothers. Like I told you, Tre Boogie, Boogie, they don't even know what y'all went through to learn what y'all learned and what y'all learned to be trained the way that you were trained. So I love all my brothers who served the military, even though some of us served for the wrong reason, even though it was us against them mentality, even though you went during 9/11 and the ideology was way deeper than what you knew then. You know now what 9/11 was about. And, it's messed up that I pledged my love, my loyalty, and my everything to a country who was in return was just a corporation, a big ass Walmart.
Real talk. Real talk. I appreciate those words, man. I appreciate them words. I was going to go to, well, first of all, I want to say before I bring on the next guest, it all falls in line with what we got going on tonight. So, when my brother committed suicide, he was in Donovan. And if it wasn't for my pops being in another yard and finding out from the homeboy what happened and calling the family, pops got sent to the hole after that. Once they found out, he called the family.
Yeah.
And my but his story didn't match up with what they told us, but they did it real dirty too. They did, but I understand that. I understand that.
Boogie, it's the system. The one that says branch of military, the one that says Department of Corrections, it's still a system, and the system has to operate a certain type of way. And because we're not going to do anything but bring 2 GIs to your door and sadly inform your family that you were KIA, this is just what it is. It's a system. And I'm sorry, man. And when the military, service take place, bro, and you put into like a national cemetery, bro, you'll get your flag. And this is what they'll give you. This is who you are. This is what you was part of a system. And so we can't get mad after we figure out what they told us we was worth. You know what I'm saying? We just have to change the narrative and change the value of who we are. I can only imagine what my brother felt like being a door gunner, bro, and having to yank a body out. It's no different than having to yank a body who been hit 5 times in South Central at a bullshit lowrider event on a Sunday. So I equate the two. I won't never take one and make it better than the other, because military service to our country is completely different. It's a completely different conditioning. It's a completely different mindset, and therefore you become a completely different person to survive it. And it's similar to prison, bro. Everybody say, how you make it after 28 years and not be crazy and not be on no medication and not be, they got some shit called triple CMS inside of prison, and that's the mental health system. It's the mental health delivery system. It's the mental health delivery system. I missed all of it, bro. Through the grace of God and the blessings of God, bro, I missed it all. However, don't think that I wasn't affected by this shit. I didn't dodge the depression. I didn't dodge the stress. I didn't dodge the grief. I didn't dodge losing people that I love. I lost my mother in prison. Nobody want to lose mama while they in the joint. You know what I'm saying? I lost both sets of grandparents. I lost my little brother Johnny, my best friend Anthony, and a couple of more good brothers that I truly love. So that could be your goddamn wingman. That could be your right-hand man. That could be the guy who had your back in the joint. That could be the guy who got your back in the field, bro, in the desert. Don't nobody know what y'all went through, bro. But one thing I got to say is this so I can shut up. Quit pointing the finger at yourself, talking about what I could have done, and if I wouldn't have just did this. Fuck what already happened, y'all. We can't change that. Fuck everything that already happened, and it's just telling you how I got out of my depression and beat PTSD. Fuck everything that already happened. There's absolutely nothing I can do to change it, but I do have a hand in everything that happens from this day forward.
That's right. That's right.
That's it.
Man, hey,
I'm gonna mute my mic, Boogie. I'm gonna mute my mic.
Before we get back going into things, I'm gonna bring up the next guest on the panel, another surprise guest, because we brought up a little thing I brought up about my brother, and I feel when I brought up and talked at the beginning, I said, the PTSD, depression, anxiety, suicidal ideation and all that type of stuff. That's just what goes on. This is someone who could relate to what's going on, and they got a beautiful event about to happen soon for their 2nd annual one. So, let me bring up Victoria Bowers. What's up?
Thank you for having me.
No problem.
Really
No problem.
it. This means a lot.
No problem.
Ryan, well, first of all, my son Ryan Bowers, he died by suicide 4 years ago, July. And so Ryan was in the music industry. He toured with some very well-known acts. His career was going relatively well before he passed. And after he was out on tour for several months with an act, he came home and he had a breakdown. And this was back in 2016, and he was never the same. And so over that course of that time, he made numerous attempts to hurt himself. And, it was just a matter of time before he succeeded, which inevitably he did when COVID hit. And he was shot by a San Diego police officer, and then turned around and charged with assaulting a police officer after he had swallowed razor blades, glass, batteries, anything, dirty sponges, from a bath. I mean, it was just anything he could put in his mouth and swallow, he did. And at the end, it was the razor blades. Luckily, the cop didn't tase him, or he would have lit up like a Christmas tree. So when Ryan passed, being a mom, losing a child is probably the worst pain that you could possibly go through. So when Ryan died, I made it my mission to get the word out about suicide awareness, suicidal ideations, tendencies, depression, drug addiction, all of the things that contribute to the world of mental health. And, as many times as Ryan tried, it wasn't until he got that gun. So that was obviously the finality. So I started Ryan Bowers Foundation. And what that is we get the resources out there that people need. It doesn't matter what walk of life you come from. Nothing. It's not about anything other than getting people that want help or need help what they need to be successful and staying alive. And so if we reach one person out of all of this, then we've made a difference. So with Ryan's Foundation, it's based on kids learning how to skateboard. We had Ryan's music studio, which we just recently closed, but want to open another studio because music is such an amazing healing outlet for the young people as well as older people. And so this year's the second annual You Are Not Alone run/walk/skate. However you want to do it. We start out at Hodad's in Ocean Beach. Hodad's is a sponsor of this event and has been for the last 4 years. We started it the year Ryan passed. The next year we got rained out. So last year was technically our first annual. So it goes from 8 a.m. We walk from Hodad's in Ocean Beach. We go all the way down Sunset Cliffs to the very end, and then we walk back. It's about a 4.5-mile walk. And it's it's by the ocean. I mean, it's healing. It's beautiful. We had a good turnout last year of about 300 people. We're hoping for a better turnout this year as well. And it will be going on for the rest, well, at least until I take my last breath and hopefully beyond. So really excited about that. Also, and that's on September 15th. It is on a Sunday. I hope a lot of you can come out there and support us. It's for a good cause. It's for suicide awareness, depression, all of the things that are related to mental health. There's also a mental health festival directly or right after the walk. So I hope to see a bunch of you there. Also, Ryan's final album before he died is called Suicide Note, ironically. And we are going to be releasing that album on August 24th. It'll be on all platforms. So support your local artists, even though they're in heaven. And on that note as well, we also have Ryan had an amazing vision for so many different things. So Ryan's first album was called Outsider, and he designed all of these different prints for t-shirts, and even he had a t-shirt printed with the bullet that the cop shot him with. So we don't have that one out there to the public, but we have it. So we also have Ryan's clothing line, which is called Outsider. So we're on all platforms for that. Please follow us, tag, share, post. We can use that support as well. So I just hope that everybody knows I suffered from depression as a kid. Even as an adult, and I made my attempts to end my life as well. Luckily, I didn't succeed, and I have my beautiful daughter and my grandchildren and an amazing relationship, a great relationship with my family, my sister. My mother passed 2 years ago. She never got over losing Ryan. So, I know they're up there together and, probably drinking a beer. I don't know. But I do know that I've been blessed to be on this planet for almost 60 years in October. And I miss my son. I do.
Yeah.
I miss him horribly. But I also know that with him dying, I have a new purpose. Doesn't take the pain away, but it makes it a little bit easier to move along. So, Tre Boogie, I want to thank you so much for having me on your show. I appreciate it. I hope to see a bunch of you out there on September 15th at Hodad's. Pre-registration until tomorrow or the 15th is only $10. Go to youarenotaloneob.com. And that's again, youarenotaloneob.com. You can register there. And I hope, we can get this message to as many people as we can. It's such a relevant point in everybody's life right now. And it's not going to get any better. We have to save our people.
Yeah.
So Tre,
Yeah.
thank you so much for having me. I appreciate you. Love to all of you. Thank you to my servicemen as well and women for serving our country, serving our community, and serving our livelihood. Thank you.
Appreciate you. And again, it's September 15th, the second annual You Are Not Alone walk, skate,
run,
walk, run, moonwalk, whatever you want to do.
Stroller, wheelchairs,
That's right.
However you want to go, get there. It's a really good time, and we have good entertainment, good food, great vendors, lots of resources for mental health. And like I said, we have our outsider booth there. Hodad's is there, and it's right on the ocean. So I mean, it's a beautiful backdrop as well. It's really a neat experience, and I'll be there to say hello to as many people come up.
And what time? What are the times again?
It starts at 8:00 in the morning. The walk, and you can register all the way up until the time we start walking, and then once it's over, it depends how long it takes. I think I was the last one back last year. So right after that is the mental health fair in the parking lot, which is the very end parking lot down Newport. We close off Newport Avenue in Ocean Beach to do this walk. So we close off Sunset Cliffs and Newport Avenue. And, we have, security there to, direct traffic. But yeah, then the mental health festival.
Oh, the camera went out. I will give her a second, see if she pop back up before I don't want to just remove her. Well, hey, appreciate you, and make sure y'all, try to go support the event. It's a good event. It's for a good cause. Make sure you support. I'll put the info on the video at the end, so don't worry about that, y'all. But yeah, JD was dropping some knowledge though, and some some stuff. If y'all you got something on what JD was talking about, Gil?
Say again. Okay.
You remember what let's go back to what JD was talking about. You got anything to follow up on that? Or I know our minds be messed up.
Yeah, kind of drifted off a little bit too.
Hold on, she's back. Let me let her do her spiel real quick. Hey, she came back, so I know you were getting off. So I was like, let's see if she comes back real quick.
I don't know what happened, but I thought, I just want to close out and say thank you guys so much for having me. It was an honor to be on your show. I hope to see you there, Tre, and see you face to face. I'll be there the week before on that Tuesday, and I'll be around all week. Hopefully I get to meet some of you people. Please, please, please support this cause. Like I said, it's still a stigma. And people, whether you've been in jail, it doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. Everybody's pain, everybody bleeds red. Everybody's pain it matters. It just simply matters. So I appreciate all of you. Thank you, Trey, for having me. And I'm going to sign off now. Thank you so much.
Appreciate you. Appreciate you.
That's good stuff.
Yeah, back to you, Gil. Yeah, that's good stuff. You know, us being from Dago know who Bowers is, so I know you be at the event, Shy Bully. But yeah, back to you, Gil. What you know on what JD was talking about, and then I'm gonna go to you, Shy Bully, and then we're gonna move on to the next topic.
Yeah, to add on a little bit to what JD was talking about. Well, actually he added in when he was talking about like the hood stuff or whatever, because even, growing up, around, I grew up in the 70s, 80s, so I'm an old cat now, but there was a lot of pressure on us to, sell drugs and that kind of other stuff. And I've seen a lot of people. I've seen, one of my good friends end up going to jail because somebody offered him some Dayton's, man, to kill someone. And the guy, he tried to kill the guy, but the guy didn't die. But he ended up going to jail for a long time. I think he got out maybe like about 5 or maybe even 10 years ago. But from the 80s all the way up until then, yeah. And he was just that pressure. That's kind of PTSD. I was very fortunate that I always loved music, so that kind of kept me from being in trouble. Not only that, I thought at one point that I was going to play football. You know what I mean? So I was a football fanatic, but I also, played instruments.
I think that was all of our dreams.
Yeah, because and it wasn't. It was weird because I guess now back then it didn't seem like they pushed it on us like that. They used to. Now they saying they push more football, track football, the sports and then music and then military. But I didn't feel any of those pressures. I saw what I saw, and I had the interest in those things. I always tell people I have 4 or 5 different careers. Had a career as a DJ, had a career as a producer, had a career as a military, a soldier. I had another career at Home Depot at one point. You know what I'm saying? So the two things that pushed me was the DJ and the producing. The producer got me to enable me to buy a house, later on in life, but just all those things that he was saying, we tie all those things in, and we talk about the pressure that not only does society have on us as Black men, the pressure cooker, but we also have pressure from let's say Black women. We can say that Black women give us pressure. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because they have a lot of wants and needs and everything else like that. I don't want to get too deep with that because we don't have any women on this panel right now to kind of counteract anything I'm saying or cause an argument, or debate. We want to say,
right.
But we do have some of those who, us as a people have a weird dichotomy between each other, and and that causes a lot of anxiety too. So us as Black men, we have a lot of things that that we're just looking at, and that just affect us every day.
Yeah. Real talk, Shy Bully.
Yes, sir. Man,
What say you?
Like, if you, us as men, obviously, if you're a real man, provision is one of the things that, that drives us. It's part of our natural makeup, and not being able to provide for your family, takes a toll on you. And I know that, especially in my situation, getting out abruptly, when I thought that would be my career ender. I'm 39 right now, so I'm a young cat, well, older to some, but I watched my some of my best friends retire, and I didn't know that would even be a traumatic response for me. You know what I'm saying? Just watching people that I went to boot camp with, people that I went to war with, retire, and here I am. You know, obviously I'm well off. I'm happy in my career, but it took a lot of grind and this not being able to provide from my family. Obviously, as you know, Tre Boogie, it costs me my family. It
Yeah.
costs me. It costs me the ability to be able to provide. Because you know it being a silent killer, and growing up in a world where we got to suck it up, especially in that military culture, you got to suck it up, positive mental attitude, blah, blah, we didn't have, those outlooks and those, those support groups and things like that. So I didn't believe in mental health, growing up. I thought it was a mind state, that you could just snap out of and, coming home and just putting boots to the ground and silently resenting my family. I was angry because I wasn't, not at them, but it was because I couldn't provide the way I wanted to provide. And that, it ultimately, like Gil was saying, with the black woman, it put pressures on you as when you're not, being able to date your wife, you're not able to take your kids out or provide good Christmases or birthdays and things like that.
Yeah.
It takes a toll on you, man. So it's definitely something that we definitely have to understand and be not be afraid to talk about and reach
Yeah.
out, and obviously just doing the work over the last couple of years. I obviously like went to therapy, and then the whole, I know that's a whole nother topic, but with the disability and not understanding that, I didn't know nothing. I wanted to get out so bad to be with my family and stuff like that. I literally signed off, like on the VA part of the checkout process. I signed that myself. I never even took a trip to the VA because I'm like, you know what? They ain't gonna give me nothing anyway. I didn't understand it. You know what I mean? So I just started my disability process in 2023,
Yeah,
and now
because they didn't tell you when you took that money.
that I'm gonna have to pay it back.
You did a claim, you
Yeah.
can't get nothing until they get Uncle Sam get that money back, man.
Exactly. So 2 years later, that 50 grand that I took, you know what I'm saying, to get out, I've been paying that back since 2023, and I don't get my first disability check till February 2025. So I still got about 6 more months, you know what I mean, to even do that. But just things like that, and then like, just the knowledge of just not knowing and suffering from depression and not realizing it. It hurts. It hurts us a lot if we don't have that support group or that knowledge. You know what I mean, and it can contribute to a lot. So, but yeah,
and that's real. Yeah, that's real. That's real. And yeah, I know what you've been through, and you still pushing. And we were talking about that's just the way we are. I hear that all the time. We just, we don't do this, we don't do that. What's the problem? And what's with us not going to see doctors, man? You know what I mean? I be trying to teach that on my shows, each show. Like, yo, you've been in your body, however age you are, however old you are, you've been in your body that many years. Me, 52. When your body start feeling different, when things ain't how it used to be, go to the doctor, man. Because if they could find it early, you got a better chance. Like when I finally went, I had that lump in my throat. You remember Shy Bully? And it took me a minute to finally go, but I'm glad I went. And at that time, I was, it came back after surgeries and stuff, stage 1. And I was like, thank God it could have been stage 4. We got to do this and this. Now I'm at, stage 3. And still dealing with this stuff. But imagine if I would have never went. And then by the time I finally went, I'm at stage 4. So why we don't go to doctors? Is it just something in our culture? JD, you want to say something or?
Yeah, it is in our culture, bro. That's definitely what it is. It's a cultural issue. But the brother had his finger up, and I was just interested in what the brother wanted to say. But the brother had his finger up. He did have his finger up.
That was
Yeah,
probably
no,
me.
no. Honestly, I think it's a double-edged sword, man. A lot of it, when it comes to just the normal black culture, I think a lot of it just has to do with not having the proper health care. First off, you know what I'm saying. So, and then the second thing is just, I think it's just, if it ain't killing you in the moment, us, our culture is like, if it ain't, we, like you said, wait till it's too late, and we wait till it's too late. Because I'm one of them people. When I was in the military, I
Mm-hmm.
only went to medical when they forced me to go. Like, if I had to take my
Right.
HIV shots or all of that, like, and if I
Because
would
if
have
you
been,
go too many times, you get kicked out.
yeah, that,
That's
or
how it
you
is
get
in the army.
or you get labeled like a punk. Like, people see you going to
See,
medical
huh?
every day.
Stop right there. There you
Yep.
go. That's
Yep.
that's what
Yep.
I was waiting to come out before I spoke, Tre Boogie.
Yep.
Okay.
That's what
Okay.
I was waiting. That's what I was waiting to hear before I spoke. It's the perception of being labeled, and we are scared to be called something. And because black men are supposed to be this, black men are supposed to be tougher. We was told, shut up, don't cry before I give you something to cry about. You know what I'm
About.
saying?
Yep.
Suck it up. You gonna be all right. Rub some butter on that burn. That shit gonna be okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so the whole thing is, it's pride and ego, bro. It's pride and ego. When you put your pride and your ego to the side and you become the person who God intended you to be, you don't have to put on any mask. You don't have to put on any mask. You don't have to pretend to be anything. How many people gonna tell their brothers at the age of 40 and 50,
Yeah.
you need to go get screened for colon cancer? You need to go get screened for colon cancer. You need a colonoscopy. How many brothers gonna do that? Because we don't want nobody to know that, damn man, colon cancer, me. Just like the brother in the military. If I keep going, people gonna think that what's wrong with me? You trying to find a way out of service? You trying to find your way out of the military? You punking out? That's what they gonna think. And so we live with these images of what people think of us, and that's what's wrong with us. We too worried about what people think of us. We need to worry about what we think of us. I only care about what I think of me, not what Tre Boogie and Shy Bully think of me. I don't care about what my brother think of me, because that's not gonna get me to the doctor. Now, if I feel the pain in my back, I feel the pain in my hip that I didn't feel 2 weeks ago, and I'm feeling it 2 weeks in a row, I think I'm gonna go check out urgent care, because that's 4 weeks of that pain now. I'm not gonna
That's what I'm
keep
saying.
going and going. I'm not gonna worry about what you say about me to keep me healthy. I had homies in the pen like, you got a colonoscopy, nigga? Yeah, at 40, at 45, and at 50. Yeah. Why? Because just like the military, they pay for it. At some point, they're going to get tired of my ass and they're going to kick me out of prison because we tired of paying for your motherfucking ass medically. And so I tried everything. Cystoscopy. Go try a cystoscopy. An ink pen filler shoved through the front of your penis. Go try it. I got homies like, man, you did this shit? Man, why are you even talking about this? Because one thing I don't live with, bro, is toxic shame. And we live with toxic shame. We live with toxic shame to the point to where we will sit back and suffer in silence before anybody find out about what we need to discuss. You know what healthy shame is? Me saying, Shy Bully, I don't know if you're the right person to talk to, bro, but I don't know who else to talk to, homie. Hey, I got to get a colonoscopy and I'm nervous. What do you think I should do? Can you help me, whoopty whoopty whoop, bro? And if I got to go, could you pick me up that day? See, we don't get brothers talking to brothers like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
And they go back to the perception thing. We don't want to be looked like this, or
And we
you know what I mean?
soft. We don't want to look soft, and plus we don't want to also be honest about the post-traumatic shit that we deal with coming out of our homes. Because we take these mindsets and these values, and we take these values from our home. Shut up, boy, and quit crying before I give you something to cry about. Man, shut up and get that. So you leave home and you reinforce that. Your homie gets shot, no, I'm shut up, nigga. That's just a deuce 5, nigga. Shut up, nigga. They ain't bleeding that bad. You just got hit on with a 25, nigga. Shut up.
It
And
is a
so
22.
we minimize our pain and our trauma and our needs because we don't want to be looked at as soft. We got to get out of that mindset, bro. We got to, bro. Every man need help. Every man need help. You know, what is it?
Yeah.
Is it heard? Is it understood and acknowledged? Is it heard? Is it understood? Is it acknowledged? Is it hoo-ha? How you do it? How you say it? Is it heard?
Cool.
Yeah, okay. Is it heard? Is it understood? Is it acknowledged? You know, because that's the meaning of it.
That's right.
You don't just yell it out just to yell it out because I'm around my brethren. You yell it out because it has the acronym has a meaning. Is it heard? Is it understood? Is it acknowledged? We need each other. We gotta encourage each other. I left Desert Hot Springs Hospital and before I paroled from the pen, my last colonoscopy. I'm scheduled for one in October. But I left that hospital and I told the doctor, I'm gonna be the poster boy to my Hispanic and my black brothers when I get back to the yard. I'm gonna be the poster boy. JD from the Lynch Mob, the rapper dude. I'm gonna be the poster boy. I'm gonna let them know if the rapper dude could do it, and he's supposed to be this tough guy, gangster image on the yard with the Crips and the Bloods and all these other things. If he could do it, everybody could do it. Get screened, brother. Get screened, brother. You know?
That's real. That's real right there. That's why I be telling them, you know, go to the doctor. Go to the doctor. Gil, what do you say?
The term in the military for someone who is not feeling well is broke dick.
Yep.
And we didn't want to be called broke dicks because broke dicks, you get less perks. They will put you on the shitty details. You know, oh, well, let Sergeant Guillory go over here and do CQ because he's a broke dick. You know what I'm saying? So that's the kind of stuff. So there was a lot of shame when you were ailing and going back and forth to the doctor. Now, I got out of the military in 2016. I went in originally in 1982. Completely different. I got back in the military right around the time the Shy Bully went in.
Can you tell them I'm on my podcast?
9/11. What I did was.
I think it's my boy Tony calling.
Okay, can you still hear me?
You good, bro?
Yeah, I got you now. Yeah.
Okay.
I've been hearing you.
Oh,
my
okay.
bad.
So I got back in around 2003. It's a longer story into that, but I got back in 2003.
I just want to know why after you finish this, because both of y'all said at the time of 9/11 and after 9/11, and I just want to know why. Why the desire to get inside the military? You said 82, so you saw the military in 3-4 different phases, bro.
Yeah, I did, and the military is completely different. The shorter story is I had some financial problems. I was, big time DJ here in San Diego, and also doing some different things in different places. Like, I was actually producing records and that kind of stuff too. I had 4 groups on MCA label. I had a group that I got out of Long Beach, 4 Hispanic guys by the name of New Flavor, who I were producing then. I also produced a group called All for One. All for One singing that song, I swear by the moon. Yep. So I was making good money, you know what I mean? But I didn't pay taxes. So I was able to buy a house with that, but then I got a lien on my house because I wasn't paying the taxes. So I had to do something. Then they started what is that called when they start taking your money from you?
Yeah, garnishment.
Garnishing my wages. So I got a job at Home Depot to offset some stuff. I was DJing, but they was taking money. You know what I mean? It was
out of that too.
Yeah. So they started taking money out of the Home Depot money. So I was like, okay, I got to do something because I don't want to lose my house. So I signed up for the military. 2 years. I signed up for 2 years, right? And it was the National Guard at the time. And I knew they were going to give me a bonus at some point, but I didn't know when. But I signed up for 2 years, and I said, everything started going pretty good. And then right when I was going to get out, they stop lossed me. Anybody here know who stop loss is, right? Military. They said you're not getting out to 2035, and basically it would deploy me. So they deployed me to go to Iraq. While I was over in Iraq, that's when they offered me the bonus money to re-up. So I took that. So all was right when I did that. The good thing about it is I ended up getting basically retirement because you're not going to retire as a DJ and you're not going to retire as a producer. You gotta keep moving, right? So I ended up getting some money. You know, I get money on just like you guys. You know, you get your veterans pay and whatever. I went back to school. I just graduated last May. Graduated, got my audio engineering degree.
Yeah.
So all
Yeah,
this
congratulations.
stuff,
Congratulations.
yeah. So I've been, so that, to make a long story short, that's the reason why I got back in, because of the money. Then I started also doing double duty as a DJ, still kind of producing, that kind of thing. So that's the reason why I got back in. But
Yes.
the whole doctor thing, it is funny because I just went to the doctor yesterday. My high blood pressure has went up a little bit, so they had to adjust on me. And I know my high blood pressure is got a little higher because I got some extra stress right now. I'm worried about my daughters, or where my children are not where I want them to be.
Yeah.
I got some stresses that I'm back. I left my church for a while. I went back to church and everything else.
The same church?
Same church
that
man.
I saw you at?
Yeah.
Back in the day when I was in there singing?
Yeah, man. Yeah. Went back to the church. And that's a little stress. My wife's a preacher now. And
okay.
Yeah. So that's a little pressure too, even though that she's listening right now, by the way, too. That's a little pressure too, but it's a good pressure because it's helping me grow a little bit. So just back to the doctor thing. Again, I'm really on the doctor thing right now. I'm really getting my health checked out. They were sending me those things, that you gotta check your colon in through the mail, whatever. I did that. Everything's good, but I'm gonna have a colonoscopy very soon.
And when you do, become the poster boy for other military veterans. Become the poster boy. Take all the shame off of it. Take the stigma off of it. Take the shame off of it. Because I'm gonna tell you something. When you do, they're gonna be like, damn, that's my DJ right there. That's my producer right there. That's my Sarge right there. If he promoting it like that and Sarge ain't tripping, my DJ, my producer, my brother, ain't tripping like that, guess what? I think I need to go get checked. Oh, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because this is the one disease and this is the one cancer we can beat like 95% of the time. All it takes is early screening.
Yeah, I go for mine, I go for mine. And they could do it by blood now, y'all. So they could do it by blood now. I did it with the VA and got a $100 gift card for letting them try it on me with just the blood.
Yeah.
Or they do the stool. They do the stool sample. Yeah. So go ahead.
Real quick, Boogie. Just so Sarge, look, just so you understand, bro. Let those pressures be driving forces and motivate you. Okay, with the kids, I know you want your kids to be where you want them to be. We all do. We want them to be in a few different places that they're not at right now, and we wish that they were there. And you know what? That's expectation. And sometimes expectation can build resentment. It could build a little anxiety. It could build a little anger. Because we have expectations and we want them to do well. Those are our kids. However, you're only responsible to a certain age. Everything after that is encouragement, motivation, and then you got to let them go. You know what I'm saying? You got to let them go. You have to be comfortable with doing it.
Yeah.
Another thing, you married to a preacher now, a woman who's preaching now, you are even more covered and blessed.
Oh, yeah.
Flip the way you look at it. You even more covered and blessed. You have another incentive to get all your SHYT together. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
You really do.
My daughter's saying hi, Dad.
This is the thing. Love your family consistently and intentionally. Love them intentionally. When they piss you off, love them intentionally. When you feel like you slipping that day, still love them intentionally. When the world is on your shoulder and you mad and you ready to tear every damn thing up in the room, love them intentionally. Mm-hmm. Because one thing that God does in the process of that intent is he'll take all that pain and that stress away for that moment. And you'll see back and you sit back and you say, you know what? It ain't them, man. It's me. And I'm going to find a way. You've solved several problems. You're not a broke dick. You know what I'm saying? And it's because that we worried about those labels of being called that. You always at the infirmary. You always at the clinic. You always going over here. You sick? What you got? You ain't a broke dick. The label stopped you from treating yourself so you could put yourself through anything somebody else wants you to go through because they were afraid to go get treatment. Don't be them people who were afraid to speak up for themselves.
Yeah.
A broke dick is a broke dick. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what a broke dick is. It can't operate. You know what I mean? And you can. You just need to go see what's wrong with me right now. And so we're not going to live with those stigmas anymore, bro. We're not going to live with that word about what somebody got to say. You know, and Shy Willie said something like, I couldn't give him the Christmases. I couldn't give him to this. I wanted to date my wife. I wanted to do this. Do you know what that pressure feel like as a black man to not be able to produce at a certain level consistently? Consistently, and then
So
they don't
listen, JD, talk about that because that's the next topic anyway, right? When the weight of the world is on your shoulders as a man, you know, we what is it called biologically? You know, we get all this put on us. Some of us hold it better than others, but sometimes that weight get heavy. Like God only give his strongest soldiers the toughest battles. I put on Facebook one time, you know, sometimes I wish I was weak. I wasn't strong because I'm over, you know, God is putting some stuff on me. So how when the weight on the world, you was just about to talk about that. And I see y'all in the comments.
When you got it on your shoulders, bro, I know y'all don't want to hear this. I know y'all don't want to hear this. And I don't want to ever hear you say, I wish I was weak. Because he don't choose the weak, bro, to make an example out of for others. He used the strong ones. And so when you got it all on your shoulders, do me a favor, bro. All y'all, every motherfucking body listening, tell him thank you. Tell him thank you. You chose me to put all this shit on my shoulders to deal with right now. Are you serious? You must know what I'm made of when I don't. You must know what I'm capable of doing when I can't. You must know me from beginning to the end because you created me before I was born. You knew I was coming before I arrived. So when it hit my shoulders, you know what I do? I say, I don't know what to do. I might go in a corner, pray. I might let a few tears out. I might holler at somebody who older than me, wiser than me, and quite possibly been through this shit. But after I finish crying and cleansing my soul, I tell the Heavenly Father, thank you. Thank you for putting this on my shoulders because I must be a testimony for somebody else. This can't just be about me. You know I ain't strong enough to go through this. For you to put this on my shoulders, it's telling me you are strong enough to go through it. You're about to be a testimony for somebody else. And I'm going to make you an example so other people that's about to go through it, they can say if this brother did it the way he did it and the way he said he went through, I'm going to try it. With God's blessings and mercy, bro, we getting through all of it.
That's right.
But without him, y'all, we ain't nothing. We ain't nothing without God and his son, bro. And whatever your faith base is, I'm not trying to push minds on you, but without the Heavenly Father and his son, the Savior, we are nothing.
That's a fact.
You gotta find a way to trust and love him. And when he throw the whole load of laundry on your shoulders, I don't know why you just did me like this, but thank you, Lord. Thank you. I hope on the back end of this fight that I'm fighting is a blessing. I did that for 28 years, bro. Went to a parole hearing. They said, Mr. Cooper, we don't know what happened between your last hearing in 2017 and now this one in 2020. But the drastic change, the energy omitting from you, we want to see you display that into society. And so for today, we don't think that you pose a threat to public safety. Therefore, we grant your parole. You get to go home in 120 days. You don't even know what that felt like after 28 years hearing that.
I can't even imagine.
You no longer a threat. That your energy shifted. I'm not thinking, feeling, or acting the same way. Based on what? He threw it all on my shoulders, bro. I didn't know what to do. You denied me in 2012 and said I can't go home, but you know I didn't kill that little brother. I just didn't tell. You denied me in 2017 and said you can't go home. They denied me for 5 years. They denied me for 3 years. I had to do 8 more years in prison. Then I had to go to another parole hearing. And they said, you know what? We're going to let you go. And I knew right then and there that morning that they was going to let me go. Because I had already thanked God for the weight of the world on my shoulders.
Mm. Mm. Amen. Huh. On the real. Amen. Amen. However you know, I don't
Hallelujah.
discriminate,
Hallelujah.
I have my beliefs. Don't mean you gonna have the same beliefs, but and it's a trip. Last week, when you was on you was on the show when I interviewed you on last Monday, JD. I try not to talk politics, religion, right? But it went good. You know what I mean? Like we said what needed to be said. We gave them some news they could use. We gave them some different opinions and looks and thoughts for themselves. You know what I mean? So
Well,
I
one thing I won't
appreciate
do,
the good game with you.
I won't shove my views down your throat. And I won't shove my views down nobody's throat, nobody political views. All I'm gonna say is take a step back from what you're looking at and then look at it again. Just don't look at it this close to your face. Take a step back and look at it. Now, when you take a step back and look at it, bro, you're gonna see it's flawed. And so with Kamala Harris, with Joe Biden, with Donald Trump, I'm talking to 3 military personnel. None of y'all are stupid about what you had to deal with. You know what I'm saying? None of y'all are lost on what the world really looked like when you deployed. None
And
of
didn't
y'all are
give us a
lost.
reason over there fighting and stuff, or we don't even know why we fight it. It have nothing to do with us.
And that's why brothers like Sarge, brothers like Shy Bully and yourself, Tre Boogie, that's why it is very, very important for y'all to speak to the black man in the military. Those who are thinking about going, those who are actively, you know what I'm saying, in the military right now serving, and those who are coming out of the military. Y'all got to let them know, bro, this is what the military is. So don't run from the training. It's the best thing a black man can receive. You could break an M4 down, an M16 down. You could break any kind of carbon fiber rifle down and do this and that. Then you have another set of skills that you could do. Then you have another set of skills that you can do. And I hate that we are only limited as, soldiers coming home from the military to like law enforcement jobs and, COs and stuff like that. But when you got that degree, when you got that rank, when you got that degree in that rank, bro, you could do other things. I see cats come out the military. They don't just sit in the CDCR. They become counselors. They become captains. They become associate wardens, and they rise fast with their military, background. And so it's all about what you want to be. It's all about what are you trying to turn this military career into after it comes to an end. And because if you don't plan and see an end in sight, then when you get there and it's abrupt, that shit can stress you out. It can stress you out. I didn't plan correctly. And so don't kick nobody in the ass, and don't kick yourself in the ass too many times. But just say, I didn't plan correctly. That's my fault. Baby, sit down with me if you love me. And this is what I'm thinking about doing. Put together, plan, and execute. Y'all soldiers, bro. All of us are.
Right. That's love. DJ Gil, what you have to say, man, on this?
When the weight is on your shoulder as a band, when you got the skin to win, that ain't too much pressure because you can just do whatever you want to do. As a black man, there's limitations to what you can do. I mean, they say it's a ceiling. They say it's a ceiling. But sometimes you got to act as if there isn't one. I have gold and platinum on my wall. And I just told you the story that I needed to take care of my family. So what did I do? Not only did I get a job at Home Depot, and think about it. You got gold and platinum on your wall. I had a nice little Mercedes at one time. I had a Navigator, Grand Cherokee when that was hot. You know what I'm saying? And I had to work at Home Depot, man, because they were garnishing my wages and doing some other stuff, man. So with that weight, I went and got a job. And I only got a job, went back in the military and put my life on the line for my family. That's a lot of weight. It's a lot.
That's a grown man business right there, bro.
It is grown man business.
Mean, if you look at it in this aspect, because I always tell my wife said, I don't know why you keep looking at it like that. I said, look, change the way you look at it. You're gonna change the way you feel about it. It's gonna change the way you act. And so what you did had to be done. And if you had another thing to do in place of that, I think you would have done it.
I would.
The fact that you activated after you made the decision and then took an action, bro, you are mentally disciplined to provide. And so don't kick, DJ Gill in the ass. Just pat yourself on the back and say, I am built to take care of me and mine. I'm built to take care of me and mine. It don't always feel good. Don't nobody always say thank you. They don't never say that. I love you, Dad. You don't always get that. I seen your kid a minute ago tell you that they love you. I seen your kid type in a minute ago, I love you, Dad. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes we don't get that. But when you get that, bro, when you get that, brother, when you get that, understand that you are appreciated. But my grandfather told me this, and I'm gonna leave after this. My grandfather said, some days they not gonna tell you they love you. Some days they not gonna say thank you. Some days they not gonna appreciate you. Some days they gonna forget that you wanted that big piece of chicken. Some days they gonna forget that you was even there, but you gonna be the one responsible for doing it all. I said, then what do you do if don't nobody say thank you? I don't want to be doing nothing. Grandpa, if don't nobody say thank you, he say, son, do it anyway.
Yeah.
I said, what? He said, do it anyway.
Yeah.
I didn't get that until he was gone, man. Because you're not gonna appreciate him completely until he's gone. And so while you have him here, y'all better love him. Because you really gonna know what that man is worth when he gone. When my grandfather left, man, I cried like a 5-year-old kid, bro. And I was damn near 40 something because I just, this was the man of my life. Next to my dad, this was the man, this was my superhero, military veteran. You know what I'm saying? World War II, Korea War, retired from Ford Motor Company, left Detroit, bought a house in Compton, got him a beauty supply business, bought 3 beauty supply and bought 3 beauty salons. We had beauty supply stores, we had salons. I had the first Jerry curl in 79. I was a bad kid, you feel me? And so I came from somebody who had structure. They had these things. I come from a military family. I got retired colonels. I got retired majors. That's in Atlanta right now. My sister retired major. My uncle retired bird. So I love my military brothers and sisters, but all of them dealt with some form or another of depression.
Mm-hmm.
And when I get to talk to them, I say the same thing. Pat yourself on the back. Look at your family and your children. Look at your family and your children. Now you know what kind of dad you are.
Someone just told me that too.
Look at him.
Someone just told me, I lost my pops 2 years ago, and then 3 months later, my grandpa, who was a Korean War, World War II, and Vietnam vet. You know what I mean? Matter of fact, you and Dago, my grandpa, Mr. Hicks, they called him Big Daddy. He was the one that started the American Legion on 47.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? So, my family, 32nd and Franklin, where we are, I understand everything you said, JD, and appreciate that, man. I appreciate your wisdom. And you, like I told you before, anytime. You said you had to go. So I was just, saying, anytime, you already know, family, just get at me.
Appreciate you,
brother. Hey, brother, I want to salute you all. I want to say thank you to you all. Shy Bully, I want to salute you, brother. I want to say that you are phenomenal. You're a phenomenal father. You're a phenomenal husband. You're a phenomenal, you're a phenomenal brother. You know what I mean? And sometimes we are going to fall short and we're not going to be able to buy all the gifts. But I swear to God, I swear and I promise you this, and you may not believe it, and you're gonna fall back on this one day and say, damn, OG was right. They'd rather have you there next to them than to have the newest toy or the newest shoe. Trust me. Because throughout the year, bro, you do so much more than just that one day that everybody wants all of that stuff. So I'm going to salute you as a pop. I'm going to salute you as a soldier. And I'm going to let you know, Shy Bully, you doing enough as a black man. You know what you shouldn't do? Don't ever give up on you.
Yes, sir.
DJ Gill, I learned from you, bro, just listening to you. You have a work ethic, brother. you're not gonna bend and fold. If it comes to your family, you're gonna do whatever it takes to take care of them, brother. That's a message right there.
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
said I had to work at Home Depot. I got platinum and gold on my walls, and I work at the Venetian Hotel. You know, and so I'm not shy. I'm not mad. I got platinum and gold plaques from Minister Society all the way back to America's Most Wanted and Gorillas in the Mist. So it don't matter. You know, I got to get my butt up and go to work.
Yeah.
You know,
Mm.
so
And
sometimes we can
me
wish
as a
we were.
DJ, I'm still paying that stuff, playing that stuff that you talk about right now
Well,
too.
come on, man. We don't play out. We pay out, baby.
There you go. Yes, sir.
Peace, y'all.
All right now.
Okay.
Big love, JD. Big
Much
love.
much love, my brother.
Bully.
Yes, sir.
You was talking about, when the weight
Man,
of the world is on your shoulders. And big love to JD too. Big up.
Yes,
and that's
sir.
my bro, man. He's a real solid brother. Big up to Dazzy D also. Two solid brothers, man. And Teddy Ball Game, all y'all, man. Bay Area Rich. I appreciate all you guys. C Styles, Mel Love, Cal Dawson, all y'all. I appreciate y'all, man. But go ahead.
Man, the weight, bro. I look at it, man, figuratively and literally, bro, because that weight on my shoulders when I got out the military and I didn't know what my next move was and I didn't know what I would do. Obviously, I had just started dibbling, dabbling. I only started doing graphic design. I'll tell you, I was an artist. And I got tired of waiting, and you know me with my turnaround times and shit. I got tired of waiting on graphics. So I went to YouTube University at first, learn how to do graphics. My boy gave me a bootleg copy of Photoshop, and I just went to the grind and started doing that. But as far as the weight, bro, like I literally, the military was my safe place. It was what I knew I was gonna do for 20 years. You know what I mean? And like I didn't really know what I would do when I got out. So when it came to an abrupt end, right, I isolated myself when I got home, bro. And like, even though I was there, I was present in my household, I was paying bills, I was, making it happen. I was losing myself. I will lock myself in my man cave, hop on NBA 2K on my video game and just isolate, you know what I mean? And I became, with internet online game, and I became somebody, you know what I mean? I was a nice, I literally took that world and I look up 6 months later, bro, and I'm 270 pounds. I'm not, I'm eating, 3-4 times a day out, fast food. You know what I mean? My wife at the time was moving, was working nights, so she wasn't able to cook, and I'm depressed. Yeah, and it's all depression, bro. I'm not taking showers, you know what I mean, every day.
Yeah.
I'm all
See,
that, bro.
1 second, I was going to bring that up.
Yeah.
Like the things that depression does to you.
Yes.
That not taking showers, just want to lay down. You just want to isolate. Like people don't really understand that part of it.
Yes,
I'm glad
bro.
you mentioned that because I meant to bring that up earlier.
It's
but go
embarrassing.
ahead.
It's embarrassing, bro, as a man. And like, honestly, like, one of the things that it obviously ultimately cost me my marriage, right? You know what I mean? It ultimately did, and it's funny because I'm actually sitting outside of my children's home, doing this podcast, you know what I'm saying? And like that lets you know right there, like, the healing process and the weight of the world and all of that. Like I took that heavy, you know what I mean? Losing my marriage and not being able to see my kids every day and all of that. And, like over the past 2 years, I put the work into myself. I obviously got back in the, I literally went
the main thing in church, back in the church.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Back in church, and not just church, but just doing work for the kingdom and understanding my purpose in the kingdom and you know what I mean? Like, being a child of God and actually literally giving my complete yes. I always grew up in the church, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I never gave that complete yes like I did, that one day, you know what I mean, when one of the evangelists came to me and said, we need you, you know what I mean? We need you in the kingdom. So just having that as an outlet, and then going to the doctor and being, diagnosed with being diabetic, and A1Cs being, what it was and all of that. Like I literally got back in the gym, start working on my mental health, my physical health, my spiritual health, obviously. And I never gave up in that aspect. So it ended up costing me my marriage. It ended up costing me obviously being able to see my kids every day. But I didn't give up there. You know what I mean? I have a healthy relationship with my child's mom. You know what I'm saying? I have a healthy relationship with my children. I had to rebuild trauma from them because to them, I wasn't even dad. I was Sergeant Tucker. That's when my mindset, that resentment coming home, I was jumping on them if they didn't do something, if they didn't clean their room and all of that. Oh, I'm on you. You know what I mean? So I wasn't there. I wasn't listening to what their aspirations was. Their resentment started to build for me. You know what I mean? And it just became a problem. But like that, so that weight of not being able to provide, just caused me to be angry, silently angry. And like, my wife, hey, can we go on a date? We haven't went on a trip, things like that. And I'm like, I don't know how I don't want to go. I don't even want to go to the beach because I got, $5 or $10. I ain't got no gas. It was like always something. It wasn't like I didn't want to take her. It's just like, man, as a man, you don't feel right, you know what I mean, not being able to give your kids or your wife, whatever they want, you know what I mean. And I ended up putting myself in debt, you know what I mean, trying to go, took her to Hawaii. I took my kids to Disneyland. I took, went to Chicago, took a family trip there, just trying to provide. And even that financial, the weight of the world just, you know what I mean, it weigh on you, man. So it's funny that my man Gil said he worked. Obviously I work at Home Depot now, you know what I mean, and that actually became my career. I work for corporate Home Depot as my main job. I'm a regional merchandising manager for Home Depot, and like that became my main job. And then the graphic design, I was doing that. I went to school for that, obviously, afterwards, and got my degree for it. And I have a healthy 12-year clientele group that keep, that keep a flow of income coming in. So like, just that constant grind and that constant pressure to be able to provide the life for my kids is what keep me going. You know what I mean? And then just doing the work for myself and finding my own self in that process was heavy because, you know what I mean? Now I'm able to have time for me. Now I understand what my purpose is and I'm able to provide the right way, you know what I mean, and be able to be there for my kids. Like you said, I don't worry about not being if I'm not able to buy them something or whatever the case may be, because they appreciate me being there for them, you know what I'm saying, more
being
than anything.
present.
So what JD said was 100%, you know what I mean, and I start taking that knowledge and saying stop feeling bad for yourself because you can't buy your son a PS5 or whatever. It'll come. You know what I mean? My kids still got PS5s. My son got a PS5. My daughter got a PS5. I got all that stuff came eventually, you know what I mean? And I was so worried about the wrong things. And if I would have just sat back but it was depression. And I didn't know it was depression, and that's the thing, is that not knowing, that's why it's a silent killer, just like blood pressure, high blood pressure, and all that other stuff. It's like a silent disease that's out here killing us. You know what I mean? And we not even aware of it, man. We just thinking it's supposed to be like that because we men, and that is not the case. So like, just being an advocate for mental health, that's why I jumped at the opportunity to be able to be on this panel, because somebody out there gonna get could be going through something that we going through. We all got similar stories. All of us got similar stories. All of us parallel, whether through music, Home Depot, military, whatever the case, being black men, you know what I mean? Married, whatever the case may be, we all got similar stories, bro. And we all we got, you know what I mean? So that weight of the world, I took that weight, you know what I mean, that weighed down on me, and it actually cost me, what was most important to me. And I started to shed it, by getting on the grind. And like, obviously I'm, 100 pounds down now. My spiritual health is up. My finances is up.
That's right.
And you know what I mean? And I'm blessed to be able to do it. You know what I mean? So, but it's one of those never ending jobs where you gotta, it's no end game, because healing ain't linear. That's what I live by. Healing ain't linear. You know what I mean? There's no end game to it, just like leadership, man. You can always learn something. You can always, you know what I mean? Like you can wake up one day, yeah, I've been, everybody like, oh, you've been taking it so well. They don't be seeing me cry in my car for 5 minutes before I, go in the
Right,
house.
right, right.
They don't see all that, you know what I mean? So at any given moment, you could just have a breakdown, you know what I mean? So healing ain't linear. It takes continued work. It takes talking about it. Obviously, if it requires therapy, if it requires a strong circle, a group of men like this, you know what I mean, to be able to just talk about stuff like that. It ain't, and if it's anything, I'll end on that. If it's anything that you want to take from what I said, just healing is not linear. There is no end game. You cannot be completely healed. So don't wait for yourself to become healed before you chase dreams, before you get into a relationship, a new relationship. Do it, now, and heal, heal in the process, because it ain't, if you wait, you're gonna end up, you know what I mean? You might end up in the grave, or mentally unstable, and and not be able to do it. So healing ain't linear, you know what I mean?
That's right. Let them know how to find you, how to get at you for designs, for
Yes, sir.
features,
Man,
how to get your
yeah,
music.
all that, man.
Let them know, man.
So yeah, man, I'm on all social media, man. All my Twitter everything is at Shy Bully, CHIBULLY. So Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, all of it is at Shy Bully. Obviously, if you need graphics, you know what I mean, please hit me up. Obviously, features, you already know I'm back in the game. Even that, the music thing is what carried me through depression. You know what I mean? And I remember, I think I heard Gil say he had to take care of his wife. You know what I mean? My wife's mom passed away right in the middle of my tour. You know what I mean? I was at the BET, and then I was at the BET Awards, and my manager's husband was cheating on her, and she found out. So she abruptly ended her her management stint with me, and then everything started to fall through. You know what I mean? And that's when the depression really sunk in, when I didn't have the music. You know what I mean? I wasn't able to be Shot Bully. I wasn't able to be the father that I wanted to be. And that's when everything started to crumble. So but yeah, if you need graphics, a feature at Shy Bully, hit me up. Or if you need to talk, you know what I mean? Because I'm an advocate for that too. A lot of people hit me in my inbox, you know what I mean? Just looking at my progress from start to finish, and want advice and stuff like that. So if you just need a person to talk to, whether I know you personally or I don't, man, hit me up, man. Hit me up, and I'll be there for you.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Gil, leave them with something, some news they could use, something positive, and then let them know how they could reach out to you and get at you, for services, for whatever.
You said lead with something positive?
Yeah,
The most positive thing that I can leave with anyone is, a lot of people always say they're spiritual, and they use that as an excuse not to actually go into a church building. What I say is find your tribe of people that you can fellowship with, and you can, share your experiences with. That would make a big difference. You don't have to necessarily go to a church building, because a lot of people are, tired of some of the toxic atmosphere that's involved in church and everything else. But we're all talking now. We're Black folks are talking now. We're talking, not only we're talking about mental wealth and mental health. We're talking about leaving legacies when we leave this earth. You know what I mean? Financial wealth. What's that called? Everybody using it now.
Generational wealth.
Generational wealth.
Financial literacy, all that. Yeah.
And
All of that. We're
learning
talking
financial literacy. Yeah.
They say that Black folks can't work together. But what was slavery? We worked together.
What was before slavery? Working together.
Exactly. So the positive part is that, yeah, it's been proven that we can work together. I will leave you with this. You can find me at on Facebook, James DJ Gil Guillory, and you can find me on Instagram under SD _ All Stars _ DJ _. That's my fellow DJs that I work with in 2020, we all got together, and what we did was we got on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, everything, and during the pandemic, and just DJ'd until we couldn't DJ no more. We did that almost daily, or at least on the weekends or whatever, and man, it inspired a lot of people, and I thought that was pretty good. You can also find me on X at Worldwide DJ Gil, Sandy SD DJ, and that's
there. It is.
Yeah,
there it is. And you know, these are good topics. You know, I'm glad you guys said yes to this. You know, I want to do, you know, I interview folks, I do my live performances and stuff, but Hot Topic Tuesdays to me is something that I need it. You know what I mean? It helps me too. You know what I mean? It helps me too. And, you know, we just giving them some news they could use. Talking about the topic, what Bernie Mac say, you know, we say what you want to say, but cat, you know, we talk about what you want to talk about, but cat. So, you know, I appreciate you brothers, you know, and I wanted to tell y'all, you know, from one vet to another, thank you for your service. You did. And I appreciate y'all, man. And from the bottom of my heart, this means a lot. And I'm going to leave it like this. If your body ain't feeling right, if you're not feeling right, go see a doctor.
Yes,
hey, I'll be back Thursday, y'all. Thank you, everybody that's on Facebook and Instagram that tapped in. We'll be back Thursday. I got my man Mo Swagger. Hey, this brother got shot 7 times by his homeboy, right? He's in a wheelchair now. This guy is running laps over everybody. He's writing books. He's producing his own music. He's putting out albums. He got merchandise, and he's a quadriplegic, however you say. You know what I mean? This brother is inspirational, man, and he tap in Thursday, y'all. Let's chop it up. 6:30 p.m. Hey, I appreciate everybody. It's all big love, and it's your big homie Tre Boogie. I'll holla.
F&G shit. Shot the whole day, go. Shot the bro Tre Boogie. We slide. Sliding in the rental, trying to run the milli up. In the southeast, Tre Boogie been a plug. Rubber bands on the blues, hella panoramic views. If you get into it with the squad, you can never lose. It's on the flow like Yellow Rider. I got your vibe on the toes like nail polish. In the city, we get respected from everybody. You about to pull up on Tre Boogie, now let's chop. If you talking about the game, let's chop it up. If you talking about the hustle, let's chop it up. If you talking about the grind, let's chop it up. Talking about some fly vibes, baby, let's chop it up. If you talking about the game, let's chop it up. If you talking about the hustle, let's chop it up. If you talking about the grind, let's chop it up. Talking about some fly vibes, baby, let's chop it up. Let's chop it up. Got it wet, it's not a cut. Ain't worried about what nobody else got, cause I got enough. Me and Tre Boogie locked in, he threw a lob, I dunk. Heard the beat and sauced it up, can't nobody go hard as us. If you talking about the game, let's chop it up. If you talking about the hustle, let's chop it up. If you talking about the grind, let's chop it up. Talking about some fly vibes, baby, let's chop it up. If you talking about the game, let's chop it up. If you talking about the hustle, let's chop it up. If you talking about the grind, let's chop it up. Talking about some fly vibes, baby, let's chop it up.